Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video I want to be talking about my recent switch that I had from the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra to the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. So if you have watched my previous video, I was going to switch from the 20 Ultra to the Fold 2 for a week or two, and if I liked the Fold 2 enough, I was going to permanently switch to the Fold 2 and of course discard the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys an update as to what's happening. So the experimentation has failed. I am in fact going back to the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. And in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm going to be very precise so you guys understand exactly what happened. Let's dive in. So here was the original plan in the back of my mind. When I switched from this smartphone, from the Note 20 Ultra, which is $1,300, to the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2, what I was trying to do, let me just log into this real quick. What I was trying to do was use this as a smartphone and also as a tablet. Okay, so let me open this up, and also as a tablet on the larger screen right here. Let me log in right here. Okay, so this was going to be my tablet, and this was going to be my phone right here. Okay, so what happened was, that didn't work out as well as I thought it would, and now let me show you why. Let me actually demonstrate exactly what happened. Alright, real quick, I want to get out something out of the way. The performance on these phones is phenomenal. So the performance was never an issue. Both of these phones have the latest processor, Snapdragon 865 Plus, and plenty of RAM to handle any task you throw at them. So the performance should never be an issue when you're comparing both of these smartphones. As a matter of fact, here's a Geekbench benchmarking comparison side by side. As you can see, the numbers are almost equal. In fact, the Fold 2 has a slightly higher number, but that's probably by chance. So when it comes to performance, they are equal. Now let's move on to the main display of the Fold. So right now, I'm going to compare this display to this display. When I'm using the Fold as an actual phone to take a phone call, okay, to respond to a message, I am using this screen. I'm not going to unfold it just to take a phone call or send a message. So the first problem is, if I go to my settings over here, okay, let me go over here as well. The first problem is that this is a 60 Hertz display. That is going to be a 120 Hertz display. So this feels much smoother even as I tackle the phone just to make a bunch of phone calls or send text messages or just do anything quickly. Even pulling down the notifications panel down, there's a slight stutter here. Not a bad stutter, it's just that 60 Hertz stutter when you once get used to the 120 Hertz smoothness of the display. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the display is actually small. It's narrow. So let me just go to my Instagram, for example. Okay, so I just launched Instagram, and look at the way it looks. It's tight. Okay, this one I have much more to look at. It's just easier to read, easier to look at. All right, and then finally, with this small display, sending a message is a problem because the keyboard is really narrow. So here's some crazy message I've been getting for some reason, but let me bring up the keyboard and look at how narrow that keyboard is. It is kind of easy to use with one hand, but I always use my two hands to type messages, so that's a problem. And of course, when I go over here, I've got that nice and large keyboard that is completely spread to the whole screen. Very easy to type on this. In fact, I'm used to larger screens. So that's number one. As a phone, when I use this as a phone, I'm not satisfied. Low display refresh rate, narrow screen, tall screen doesn't satisfy me. This satisfies me as a phone. Now let's move on and talk about the unfolded side of the phone and the problem I have with that one. But before I tell you that, I want to make something very clear. This is a $2,000 phone or a phone/tablet, and this is a $1,300 phone or a phablet. This one was supposed to take care of two things: being a phone, which it already fails, at least for me, and now let's see how it feels when you use it as an actual tablet. Okay, so I have it unfolded, and right now it looks great. It looks great right next to it. It's a larger screen, much more content here. But first of all, again, quick example, if I were to launch Instagram, it's not going to launch and fill the entire screen anyway, so I get a narrow Instagram it's not utilizing the entire screen. And there's a lot of apps that are doing this, and some apps just look ridiculous on the screen. But that wasn't a big deal, okay? What I was trying to do was compare this, not to this guy, okay, but to an actual tablet. Now we're talking. Now I have a tablet here and a tablet here, and as you can see, guys, there is no comparison, okay? The screen is way better, and it could be an iPad. I'm just using Samsung Tab S7 as an example, but this is a Tab S7. The screen is much better, much more solid. This one, the screen is, remember, it's an ultra thin glass, and we have a crease in the middle. That crease is not a joke. If I turn off the phone, you'll see it immediately. It's going to be there at all times. It doesn't just disappear as some people have you believe. It's always going to be there. Let me just log in here. Okay. So when you compare this to a tablet, it is no match. It doesn't do a good job of being a tablet. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the phone. It is $2,000. For me personally, it is supposed to fill the experience of a full-fledged smartphone, which is this one right here. It doesn't. Okay. Like I said, the main screen on this one is better. And then when I go to the tablet mode, it doesn't match an actual tablet. I much more prefer watching movies, researching, reading on a large screen like this. And of course, this is 120 hertz, that's 120 hertz, so that's not a problem. Very smooth operation, there's no question about that. In fact, surprisingly good operation here, very smooth, very fast. Just like this guy right here, same processor on these guys. All right, but the thing is, the screen is simply not big enough. It's almost half the size of this guy. So if I grab this and put it right here, okay, it's just a half size of an actual tablet. That is ridiculous, and the reason it is ridiculous is because of the price. Otherwise, if this was $1,300, I could take that hit. I could still use it as a phone and a tablet, and I would say, look, it's only $1,300. For that price, I'm getting a huge value. Even $1,500 actually is acceptable. But when this is $2,000 and it's supposed to replace a phone and a tablet, it fails. It is not matching up a flagship phone when it is in fact folded like this, okay? It's not matching the phone. When it's unfolded, it's not matching a flagship tablet. Yet the phone itself, this one right here, has a humongous price tag. And again, I want to clarify, this is all me. Other people might not care. They might be satisfied with this size, but I'm giving my personal review, my personal story. Now, I do want to make it clear that the build quality, the sense of premiumness on this phone is out of this world. That's not a problem. But the conclusion is, it is unable to replace a combo like this. So we have a $1,300 phone, $700 tablet, that's a $2,000 package. Here we have $2,000 for a phone function that's not that great because of that small 60 hertz screen, and a tablet function that doesn't match up with a flagship tablet like this one right here. And I think that might make a lot of sense to most people. In fact, if you have $2,000, I would go with this combo. I would have a dedicated tablet and a dedicated flagship smartphone with top-of-the-line specs on the main display. You also understand that with this kind of package, you are using something that is tried and true. It's proven. This is like the 7th, 8th generation phone here. That's like a 7th generation Samsung Tab. So a lot of history behind these guys as opposed to this guy, which is only in its 2nd generation. So if I had to give advice, instead of buying this, what I would have you do is buy a flagship smartphone, could be any smartphone, and buy a flagship tablet and have them independent of each other. I do understand that the idea here is amazing, but you know, if this was just a little bit wider with 120 hertz, I'd be satisfied. And then when you unfold it, it also opens up to be a larger display, and the main screen gives you the best experience when you don't have to unfold the phone. When you're on the go, you're doing something quick. That's it. Okay, I'm just used to having something at all times that is at flagship quality if I'm going to be paying flagship prices. All right, so that's basically all I wanted to talk in this video. I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm officially going back to the Note 20 Ultra. when the Fold 2 becomes wider, the main screen gets better, and maybe that crease becomes a little less visible, I will consider switching to this as a full-time phone. Now don't get me wrong, I'm going to keep this phone, okay? I like the phone as a technology piece. I'm going to keep it only because I'm a reviewer. If I was a consumer, I would have returned this by now and stuck with the Note 20 Ultra and have a tablet on the side, and that's it. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think I did the right thing, or do you have another opinion? Just drop a comment down below and let me know. For now, guys, have a fantastic day, all right? Alright, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH Online to get the latest updates as well. Alright, have a fantastic day.